So thank you for having me, and thank you neighbors and friends for being here. And I do consider you all my friends, even if you're new friends, because I think it's important that we're here to talk to each other with respect and to talk about what's important to us in our community here in Philadelphia. My name is Beth Finn, and I'm running for city council at large, but my last name was not originally Finn. When my great-great-grandparents came here from Lithuania, their last name was Finkelstein, and they changed it when they got here because it was very difficult for Jews to get a job or to buy property or anything like that. And also, they had left Lithuania not on the up and up. They were not supposed to leave. So when they came here, they changed it to Finn. They say that's why they changed it. I think that they changed it because they knew someday that they'd have a great-great-granddaughter running for office in Philadelphia, and it's good to sound Irish. But despite that, here I am, and I'm very excited to be here. My trajectory for running for office did not take a straight path, and I want to tell you a little bit about that path. It started 15 years ago when I was 26 years old, and I was actually diagnosed with a life-threatening brain tumor. I was working. I was a new computer programmer. I was just starting my career, and I had my whole life ahead of me. And I had these two headaches that were a little different than anything I'd ever had. And I went to the doctor because that's what you're supposed to do when you have a weird headache. And after some tests, she came into the office, and I made a really terrible joke. I said, "It's a 6-pound brain tumor, isn't it?" And she went as white as a ghost, and that's how I learned that I did indeed have a brain tumor. This tumor was very rare and did not have a very good survival rate. Spoiler alert, I made it. So I'm very grateful for that. But for a long time, I had survivor's guilt. Why me? Why did I survive? Why did I have such a good outcome? Why didn't somebody else have such a good outcome? And what I finally realized is that I really better make my time here count. And so I started advocating for brain tumor patients with the National Brain Tumor Society. I have co-chaired the Race for Hope Philadelphia for 4 years, which is a 5K run and walk that benefits them. We raise close to $1 million every year. And I also go down to Washington, D.C. to lobby and advocate for more funding for brain tumor research. And it was through that work that I learned how powerful my voice is, and actually how powerful together all of our voices are. Fast forward a little to 2016, and then candidate Trump is talking about registering Muslims. And for me, as a Jewish woman, that was really not acceptable. I knew that never again had to mean more than just shouting about it on social media. So I got out and I started knocking on doors for Hillary. I knocked hundreds and hundreds of doors for her. And obviously that didn't turn out how I hoped it would. But I woke up after the election, and I said, you know what, never again still has to mean something, and I knew our fight wasn't done. I reached out to other progressive women in the city, a diverse group of women. We came together and we formed Philly Women Rally, which is a nonprofit that advocates for women's rights and political involvement right here in Philadelphia. And that group we co-founded the Women's March on Philadelphia. That experience showed me how much diversity we have here in our city, and also how much disparity we have between the people who have access to things and people who don't. And again, I said, this is not acceptable. I work in my day job as an IT project manager for a healthcare analytics company. And as a project manager, it is my responsibility to make sure that we're focused on solving the right problems, not just solving any problems, but the right ones. And I think that's going to be a very valuable skill in City Hall. Let me give you an example. So one of the things I hear a lot about from our neighbors is that there's a lot of traffic in the city, and what can we do about it? If we look at that on the surface, we go, oh, well, we should widen the streets and maybe take away a bike lane and have more lanes of traffic for the cars. And that seems maybe logical. But if we look a little deeper, we will see that one of the reasons we have so much traffic is because we have a lot more deliveries from online stores and just deliveries in general, right? Maybe you're ordering your groceries, maybe you're ordering something from Amazon. We have a lot more delivery vehicles in the city. And if it's rush hour and they're making a delivery and they stop in the middle of the road to deliver the package, that's going to back up the traffic for blocks and blocks or maybe even miles around. So you're a mile down Broad Street, there's a lot of traffic. You don't know that a mile ahead there is a delivery vehicle stopped blocking the traffic. So the real solution isn't to change the way the traffic pattern goes, but instead to stop the delivery vehicles from delivering during rush hour. So we want to make sure we're solving the problem the right way and solving the right problem. All of those things are leading to why I'm running. I'm running because I want to fight for three things. First is economic opportunity. Second is strong neighborhoods. And third is good government. Let me tell you what I mean by those things. Economic opportunity, I think we actually start by forming a public bank right here in Philadelphia. The city itself has a lot of income and revenue, right? From our taxes, from fees, from all of those things. We have to put it somewhere. We're not storing it in our mattresses. We actually put it in these big private banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America, and Wall Street is benefiting from all of the money that the city of Philadelphia deals with. If we had a public bank, that bank would be controlled by the people, and the people could benefit. We wouldn't be paying all of these fees and interest on loans that we take. We wouldn't be paying all that to Wall Street. We would be keeping it right here in the city. So a public bank is for the public good and not for corporate good. I want to push us to form a public bank here. There is only one other public bank in the country in North Dakota, but in its 100-year history, it has always been solvent, it has always been profitable, and it has always done good for the people of North Dakota. And I think we can learn and benefit from that experience. Other things that fall into economic opportunity is a $15 minimum wage. When people are making a decent wage that they can live off of from one single job, then they have more money in their pockets to spend in our stores and our restaurants, and they have time to stay at home with their families and spend time with them. I also want to reimagine public transportation. That is an opportunity for people to get to where they need to go. It is actually a human rights issue, in my opinion. If people have access to good public transit, they can get to their jobs, their homes, and where they want to play easily and efficiently. Strong neighborhoods, let's talk about that. That means affordable housing for people. As we grow, there are going to be more people coming to live here. If we do not have enough housing for people, we are going to become unaffordable very quickly, like New York and Los Angeles. We don't want that to happen. It also means that we end homelessness. I think that is a solvable problem in our lifetime, and we should, I think it's a moral imperative that we do it. 100% clean energy is something that we need to transition to in the next 10 years. It is an aggressive goal, but the problem that we're facing, the challenge we're facing with climate change is one that needs that kind of attention. And we need to make sure that our public spaces are used for the public good. We do not need another Starbucks in Dilworth Park. Third, good government. So there's a couple of things in here. First, we need to use evidence-based thinking to solve our problems. Let's use data, like the traffic problem I mentioned. Let's examine the root causes of the problems and make sure that we are addressing them in a way that makes sense and is fact-driven. We also want to end the legal corruption that we have here in Philadelphia. I think all of us have heard stories about land bank sales and things like that that aren't benefiting the city and instead are benefiting, people's childhood friends and things like that. We need to end that kind of legal corruption and make sure that our government is working for the people. Good government also means that we have exceptional city services for the people of Philadelphia that they can use whenever and wherever they need to, and that we have smooth roads and clean streets. So these are just a few of the reasons why I'm running and some of the problems that I'd like to solve. I am so excited to meet all of my new friends here. Thank you for being here. And my name is Beth Finn. I'm running for City Council at large, and I would be honored to have your vote on May 21st. Thank you.